So as far as the language goes, I actually kind of was curious to do this in Rust. So I actually have been redoing day one in Rust and running into the usual problems of not really knowing the language, getting frustrated. What I set up this morning, though, however, are these inlay hints in my editor. So now when I'm hovering over my cursor over an item, I can see what type it is. And this is going to be super useful for me to figure that out. But I'm not going to do Rust today. I'm going to do... I'm going to do Swift, as was the plan. So let's go back to our Advent of Code 2022, and let's open up this workspace. Okay. Yeah, doing this during the work, tons of meetings, some code I need to finish. It's tough to pay attention, but I do enjoy watching these and see how people do these differently. Yeah, I've seen a few of the of solutions in other languages, and everybody does it differently, which I think is pretty awesome. And it's a good way to just, I don't know, flex the muscles. Flex is, it sounds like showing off, but I mean like working out. I think that was obvious. One thing I heard was from, I don't remember who it was that posted this. The Swift algorithms. Yeah. Swift algorithms has minima and or maxima. And basically this will, like, we could have done max count 3 for day one. I'm doing well. I just feel incredibly busy lately. So these streams, I don't know if I'll be able to keep up, but I do enjoy doing them, and it's nice to chat with folks. So yeah, I'm doing well. Enjoying my coffee. We're at the tail end of a remodel, and I may have a contractor coming here between 9 and 10, so I may have to show him what I need him to do. So I may have to step out for 5-10 minutes, but I'll come back. Also, no, I did not see your sweet new guitar, so I want to. Send it to me. Not the guitar, the picture. Okay, so I haven't really explored Swift algorithms enough to really know when I should be using them. So this is pretty cool. I may have to dig into this because I think it'll probably be pretty helpful. All right, let's go to Advent of Code, day 2. Rock, paper, scissors. The elves begin to set up camp on the beach. To decide whose tent gets to be the closest to the snack storage, a giant rock, paper, scissors tournament is already in progress. Rock, paper, scissors is a game between 2 players. Yes, we all know that. Appreciative of your help yesterday, one elf gives you an encrypted strategy guide, your puzzle input, that they say will be sure to help you win. The first column is what your opponent is going to play. A for rock, B for paper, and C for scissors. The second column, suddenly the elf is called away to help with something instead. The second column, your reason, must be what you should play in response. X for rock, Y for paper, Z for scissors. Winning every time would be suspicious, so the responses must have been carefully chosen. The winner of the whole tournament is the player with the highest score. Your total score is the sum of your scores for each round. The score for a single round is the score for the shape you selected, 1 for rock, 2 for paper, 3 for scissors, plus the score for the outcome of the round. Okay, yeah, this one's way more complicated. Wow. Rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock. Yeah, I actually did that at for my conference talk in. I think it's online. Let's see. That was at Pragma Mark. Yeah, Swift on Linux. I did a rock, paper, scissors game, and it was rock, paper, scissors, and we did the lizard Spock thing with emoji. So I'll drop this in the stream chat. How do I get rid of these spammers? Yeah, that's super annoying. All right, I don't want to poke around with that right now. If it gets worse, I'll dig into it. Okay, so click on the name and hit block. Oh, I should have tried that. Ban, yeah, ban. Thank you. Okay, so for example, suppose you were given the following strategy guide: A, Y, B, Z, X, B, X, C, Z. This strategy guide predicts and recommends the following. In the first round, your opponent will choose rock, and you should choose paper. This ends in a win for you with a score of 8, 2 because you chose paper, and 6 because you won. In the second round, your opponent will choose paper, and you should choose rock. This ends in a loss for you with a score of 1. The third round is a draw with both players choosing scissors, giving you a score of 3 plus 3 equals 6. In this example, if you were to follow the strategy guide, you would get a total score of 15. Okay, so let's go add a new project. I'm thinking this new project idea is not as ideal as I thought it might be. The way I did it with the Rust one, I think is better, and I may decide to refactor. We'll see. Oops, I added it to the wrong thing. Let's do this. Okay, day 2, main. All right. Oh, I forgot my my green font. Which one was it? Yeah, this one is the one I was using. Green font for Christmas. Okay, so what are we going to do here? I'm going to put that over there and this over here. So let's say that remove reference. So what did I do? I just structured that with day 1 like this with input. I'll do the same thing over here. We'll do day 2 with input. We'll have a func run that gives us the output. And then I will print day 02 input. We'll have some input and run it. So our input for now is going to be this string here. Hey there, everyone, CRB. All right, so let's just print out the input so I can make sure that this is going to run. That's running day 1. Let's switch to day 2. Okay, so now we have our input. So we just need to predict the score. And the scoring was, we probably need to have some sort of table for the points of when winner of the whole tournament. Your total score is the sum of your scores for each round. The score for a single round is the shape you selected, plus the score for the outcome of the round. So let's have a shape scores table. I also probably want a shape enum. So this will be rock, paper, scissors. And then I can just do score. Or maybe value. I'll do that. So we'll switch on self. In the case of paper, 1 for rock, 2 for paper, and 3 for scissors. I'm just going to make this a associated value. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then we'll do a func wins against other shape, returns a bool. And we will switch on self and other. And in the case of rock and paper, let's see, rock only wins against scissors, right? Then return true. I may need to figure out a draw here. In the case of scissors, it beats paper. In the case of paper, it beats rock. And then for everything else, I'm just going to say no. All right, Dragon Dust, have a great day. Okay, so now we have like the basic rules coded up, and now I want to know A, B, and C. I don't really know if I just want to say, yeah, I'll do this. This will be a init character, and then we're going to switch on the character. In the case of A, let's see, A is rock and also X is rock. B and Y. Y is paper, B is paper, yeah. Or sorry, this means to be self equals paper. Dun, 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 dun. And then C and Z are scissors. And then in any other case, we'll return nil. Okay, so now I've got my shape. And now I can take the input, split this on new lines to get the lines. And then I want to take each line and map that to a pair of shapes. So in the line, we will split this on a space. Forgot to add the separator here. And then each one of these is going to be mapped, let's see, compact map to shape.init. That's not going to work because this is not a character. I'm just going to make this one take a string to make it a little easier. Okay, so the compact map, because this can fail, And then here I want to say that I want this to be our shapes. And I want to assert that shapes.count is equal to 2. Otherwise, something is terribly wrong. Okay, so now that I have the 2 shapes, I could return shapes0, shapes1 as a tuple. And so now my map output are the 2 shapes. All right, and let me just return empty string so I make sure I'm compiling. It doesn't like that because it's the raw value. Let's do the one with the char. String.element subsequence throws shape. Let me just make sure that my types are what I think they should be. So here we will get the characters, and we just want to return. This is not characters, this is substrings, but I'm going to call it chars. And the substring, yeah, so I should be able to say shape with the character chars. And, oh, because it's a substring, that's why. I basically want this to work with anything string literal. Some sort of string protocol, maybe? Can I do that? It looks like yes. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to the shorter version. Shape.init char. Yeah. Okay. I really don't like when I build, it always shows that there, and I kind of want that not to happen. Oh well. All right, so now I've got my 2 shapes. Let's just print them out to make sure that we get the input that we expect. All right, so I'm going to run shapes. We get rock, paper. So A and Y. A is rock, Y is paper. Then we get paper rock. B and X. Is X rock? Yes. And scissors and scissors. C and Z. Okay. So we definitely have to figure out the tie. So 2 because you chose paper and 6 because you won. All right. So these 2 shapes, the one on the right is mine. So we're going to say my value is shapes.1.raw value. Oh, I need to iterate. So that's for each round. And what am I trying to do to the total? Okay, so we're going to map this to compute the round score. And I'm going to just move that into another method. And then once we're done, we want to sum that. And we have a sum method that we'll do later. So I'm going to call this scores for now. And then we'll create that function, compute round score, and this is going to take the shapes, which will be a tuple of shape, and return an int. Okay, can't find shapes. Yeah, this is going to be scores. Okay. All right, so now computing the round score, we need to get my value is going to be shapes1 dot raw value, and then did win is shapes1 wins against shapes0. All right, so okay, if the round was a draw, so we need to know if it's a draw. Let's do a result enum, and this will also have an associated value. And so this will be case win is 6 points. Case loss is 0, and draw is 3. So instead of wins against, we're going to call this play, and this will give us a result. This will be this is going to be win, and I think I can collapse all these cases. I think that should work. And then that returns win. In the case where the two things are the same, so can I do that? Case self. Return draw. Otherwise return loss. Okay, that works. I don't know about the indentation here. It looks a little wonky. It's this that I don't like. Maybe I'll just do that. And then these will all be on their own lines. Okay, so now back down here, we're going to get the result. So we'll say shapes.1.wins against, so we're going to say play shapes.0. And now we can return my value plus result.value, raw value, to get the round score. And now if I run it, we should get the scores, 8, 1, and 6. So this one was 8, 1, and 6, and then we get the sum of that. And we have the sum over here in the this guy, and so I want to create like a library of functions that I could use. I think for now I'll just put it in here. So we'll just do framework. So we'll do AOC shared, and then here we will create this will be collection extensions. And then I will go back over here, grab this, paste it here. We don't need foundation. Okay, and then in day 2, I should be able to just say import AOC share. Does that work? No such module. Okay. All right, build, and then can this one do the same thing? Yes. but I don't want it to be in the day 2 folder, so I'll have to move that at some point. Anyway, so now I should, oh, and then I need this to be public. All right, so if I go back down here and we will do return scores.sum and then convert that to a string. All right, 15. And this is part 1. So I need that to say, this will probably be a run will be another function that calls part 1. Print part 1 and then runs part 1. Cannot convert expression to type 1. Part 1 returns a string. What is happening? Oh, I need to return a string, not print it. All right, so we'll say let output equals and var output. We'll do this. Output plus equals. Part 1 is part 1. And then we'll do part 1, return output. Okay, so part 1 is 15. So we're good there. Let's get our puzzle input. We'll copy this. We'll drop this in a file over here, new file, empty day2.txt. Okay, there's our input. I'll have to do that same thing I did before with the build phases and copy the file into the products directory. Day 2. All right, so now I want to bring that, I think I had a read file. Yeah, this read file function I'm also going to bring over into AOC shared. So we'll call this, let's see, file helpers. This one I do need foundation. Okay. And then in day 2, we will, so this is now our test input. And then our real input is going to be read file day2.txt. Okay. Can't find read file in scope. That is day 1 because I need to import AOC shared. Delete this. Okay. Run it. Okay. 11,475. Answer. Okay. Continue to part 2. The elf finishes helping with the tent and sneaks back over to you. Anyway, the second column says how the round needs to end. X means you need to lose, and Y means you need to end the round in a draw. And Z means you need to win. Good luck. The total score is still calculated the same way, but now you need to figure out what shape to choose so the round ends as indicated. In the first round, your opponent will choose rock, and you need the round to end in a draw Y. Okay, so let's see. This no longer makes sense. Huh. This is interesting because I have, like, changing the program will break my first solution. And I don't necessarily want to do that. Hey, thanks for the follow. Yeah. Pretty odd continuation. It's using tools that I don't fully understand. I was like, where is that music coming from? But it was a follow. Okay, so if I initialize a shape, I think I could keep the shape the same way because I'm just no longer going to initialize that. And then I need results to also have an initialization function that takes a character. And this is going to kind of do the same thing where if I do, in the case of X, we need to, let's see, X means lose, Y means draw, and this means win. All right. Okay, so instead of taking both parts, so let's go to func part 2, returns a string. This is going to do a similar thing here, but for this one, instead of taking both of them and making them shapes, I need to return a tuple of the opponent's shape and the expected result. And so I don't quite know if there's a good way to do this in Swift where I can. So this is going to be my characters. Like, I really wish I could take and destructure. Like in Ruby, for instance, I could say other and results like that, and be able to like sort of splat the or destructure the array into a tuple. But I think I'm just going to have to do this sort of thing. So let's let the chars be that, and then our we're going to take chars 0, and that's going to other shape is going to be chars.0. We need to take that and make a shape out of it. Else return nil. This can be compact map. And then needed result is going to be result of chars 1. Else return nil. Okay, so this one is going to return a tuple of the other shape and the needed result. And then we will, let's just make another compute round score that takes that input. And here's another thing that would be interesting in Swift is if I could apply a tuple to the 2 arguments. So instead of making this a tuple, it'd be cool if that was, 2 arguments. So this is going to be args is shape and result. So so we no longer care about the value of the shape that I play. we need to know what shape would result in a win or a loss or whatever. So let me just make sure this is building. Why is this not working? OC shared. OC shared file helpers. Public func read file. Oh, I'm not sure why. I'm just going to ignore that for now. Okay. This one can't compact map, else return nil, which is what I wanted, because I want to compact map is going to return an array of the inputs, and for each one pass that off to args. What am I missing here? Shape and results. I think that may be my contractor. Give me just a second. Oh, he's 15 to 20 minutes away, so that means I think I can finish. Okay, so the question is, when I return nil, compact map should absolutely just filter that out. And I don't understand why. I could force unwrap, which is just bad form. But I feel like there's some other problem here. I'm curious if this gives it the hint it needs. No, it does not. String protocol in, this returns a shape results optional. Now what's the problem? Cannot convert any string to type string. So results, did I make that one take a string? Result, I did. So this should take any string protocol. This may have been the actual problem. So it'll take an S. Any string protocol. Okay, now build succeeded. So now my question is, can I get rid of all of that? Just have line in. Get rid of this. Need a result. Does this work now? It does. Okay. Yeah, that's unfortunate that because of this compiler error, it gave me some faulty problem here. That's annoying. Okay, so now computing the round score for the shape that the player played in the expected result. So we're going to switch on the... let me give these... can I do this? and just give these names. So this is going to be other is shape, and needed results is that. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to switch on, oh, and we need to give these arguments. Args.needed result. Yeah, I think I could just do switch on args.needed results. I think I could probably do this. If I say case, if the other is a paper and I need a draw, then return paper. Well, if anything is a draw, I just need to return other. Return other. Right? Does that work? So this is the shape I need to get the result I want. So needed shape is a shape that's going to have this in it. Yeah, we'll do that. And then my shape is needed shape. Sorry, no semicolons. I've been programming Rust. Okay, so if we need a if the needed result is a win, then we need to figure out what wins against the shape that they give us. So here I would say I really don't want to like recode the rules in here. I kind of want like the inverse of this. Like a pivot of this play function. To figure out like what wins against it. Let's see. Var beats is an array of shape. Let's see if I could do this. So switch self. In the case of scissors, return scissors beats paper. Actually, no. The only other scissors beats paper. Paper beats rock. Rock beats scissors. Okay, so here we know that now I've got this case here. I could say I wonder if I could do this. Okay, so if I play anything here, and then I have beats there, so like whatever I beat is in the other spot, and then I can get rid of the rest of that. Sweet, that's pretty amazing. And then if it's the two things are the same, then it's a draw, otherwise it's a loss. Okay, so if now that I have beats, does that help me? I think it does, yeah, because now I can say, if I switch on the needed results, args.needed results, then in the case of a win, I need to return what beats other. Args.other to beats. In the case of a loss, I need to return... oh, sorry, no. This means I need to return whatever the args beats. In the case of a win, I need to return something that beats this thing. So that one is actually a little more complicated. In the case of a draw, I need to return args.other. So I need the... Again, I need the inverse of beats. I wonder if I could just say beaten by. Beaten by shape. I hate having to do this. Scissors is beaten by rock. Paper is beaten by scissors. And rock is beaten by paper. I feel like maybe there's a better way to invert that, but okay. So now win args.other.beaten by. Okay, I like that a lot. So now I have my shape that I need to return, and now I need to return the round score. So the round's the same way. Okay, it is. So now I can call the other return compute round score of args. Sorry, this is the needed shape and args.other. Okay, so if I go back to my test input and we run part 2 as well. Let's run it, and our input should be 12. Let's make a new line here. Now that you've correctly scored the ultra top secret strategy guide, so I got 12, it should have been a 15. In the first round, your opponent will choose a rock, and you need the round to end in a draw, so you do that. Okay, so let's print some debug stuff in here. So computing the round score here. Print computing round score with those args. And let's get the results. Return score. Score. Okay, so rock draw is 4. Rock draw 4. Second is paper lose, it should be 1. Paper lose is 8. Why is that? Okay, so the loss is wrong. And then the last one is 3, it should be a 7. I think I switched draw and loss. So I need to, if I need to win, I need to figure out what other is beaten by. That seems true. And if it's a loss, I need to know what other beats. So it's if I switch that, then something's wrong. So in the case of this first one, paper, and we needed a loss. So we need to see what paper beats and return that as my needed shape. And so paper beats rock. Let me make sure I see print out what I play. Args, I play the needed shape. Okay, so paper, I play rock, gives me 8. Why is that? Did I put these in the wrong order? Yeah, I did. That's why. This needs to be args.other and then needed shape. Okay, so now we get 12. Perfect. All right, I'm going to delete my debugging statement. We're going to go back over to our live input and run it. And now we get 16,862. And we're done. Sweet. That's day 2 wrapped. Thanks for joining, everybody. And I will possibly do one tomorrow. I'm not sure, but thanks for sticking around. It was fun. Any questions before I wrap it up? Yeah, thanks. All right, I will see y'all next time.